What's up, everybody? This is Sideline Rewind, all things professional cheerleading. We are coming at you with episode number 16.
Yes, Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
That's it.
Great. That's so appropriate. And this episode is going to be called Little Bird.
Yes.
That song was by Annie Lennox, taken from her debut solo album, Diva, in 1992. Little Bird was released in February 1993 by RCA and BMG. So shout out to Miss Annie Lennox.
Yes,
a great
that
song for this occasion.
Classic right there.
Perfect.
Doesn't get any better than that. Love it.
You're very good at the songs.
I love it. I love music.
Very good song. Very good
Love
song
it.
for this occasion. We want to welcome everybody back. Thank you so much for the downloads, the likes on the podcast. We really do appreciate it. Please continue to keep those coming. Thank you for your for following us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And ladies, how are you?
We're good. It's a rainy Sunday.
Outside of the rain, everything's good.
Is
That's right.
You all look beautiful.
That's right.
It's so good.
So do
all.
you,
Very
Miss
good.
Rhonda.
We want to welcome everybody back, and again, thank you so much for following
Right.
and downloading.
We are feeling the love.
Yes,
we're all
and
about
Jeanine,
it.
What's up, girl?
Well,
Tell us
girl,
what's
we have an
going
important
on.
update. It's just an important thing we've got to discuss.
Let's go. What's
Okay.
up?
So coming up, November 13th is our one and only Miss Rhonda's birthday.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
She's
Thank
just
you,
as
guys.
gorgeous as ever.
Thank
We hope
you,
that you
guys.
have the very most happiest birthday there ever was.
Thank you.
And
I really appreciate
we
it.
love you so
How
much.
to be 29 again.
Girl, like, let me tell you.
29 and holding.
You know what? It's all good.
Yes.
You know, life keeps lifing, and I'm just proud to be here.
That's right.
And just I'm just happy to be in y'all's presence and to be back in town.
Yes.
And in Nashville, and to continue to live out purpose and plan in my life.
Absolutely. And isn't it so much more fun to be older? I don't know. People are like, really? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I love it.
I'm so happy to be the age I am. And
That's
I'm
right.
So
It's the wisdom.
Yes.
Say it again.
And you don't care anymore. You don't care so much what others think or what you just like, this is me. This is it. You're comfortable in your own skin. So,
Absolutely.
And so
That's
that's
what
just
it's
so
about.
freeing in itself.
Well,
Yeah.
happy birthday, Rhonda.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Everybody loves you.
No,
That's
no,
right.
no.
Yeah, that's right. What's not to love?
it. Thank you. That's so nice.
But we do have a very special guest today.
and I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too.
Oh my gosh.
We love
awesome.
our guest episodes
That's
anyway,
right.
but I think today is like super cool.
Today
Super
it
special.
is. Anita, you're going to have to let us know.
Who is it?
Yes.
Who is it? Just who is
Who
it?
is that
I'm
little
going to
bird?
intro her, tell you a little bit about her bio before I 100% give it away.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Let's go.
If you're from Pennsylvania, you're going to know from the very first line, but the rest of you have to wait until I'm finished. Our special guest today is known to most as Mama Bird. She spent 17 years with the Eagles cheerleader program, initially as an Eaglet from 1965 to 1968, as a choreographer for the Liberty Bells from 1977 to 1982, and as a director from 1982 to 1985. She's coached 13 different high school cheerleading squads, 2 college teams, 3 pro teams, and the Philadelphians dance team who led the Philadelphia Bicentennial Parade. This summer in Boston at our National Football Cheerleading Alumni Reunion, she was one of 5 recipients to be awarded Hall of Fame status.
Wow. What? This is a celebrity.
Yes. We have a celebrity.
We do.
And one of her proudest moments, or rewinds as we like to call them, is when she was the first woman to be inducted into the Philadelphia Daily News All-Star chapter of the Pennsylvania Hall of Fame in 1992. We are so excited and honored to welcome Miss Sharon Sweeney.
Thank you, lady. I really am humbled by this whole ordeal. I never thought, that anybody would recognize all the work that I had done. And I really don't feel that it's work. It was my passion. And
That's right.
I just love working with the young ladies with the Eagles and all the other teams that I had, and the few guys that I had. I was one of the first cheerleading squads to have male cheerleaders.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
love
fantastic.
that. Love that.
It was
love
back
that.
in the 80s.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So cool.
It is amazing.
That's so cool because we came actually from a squad that had guys incorporated. So we always thought that was such a cool addition. But for you to be one of the first, shout out to you because that really makes a huge impact with all of the performance and just the overall energy, I feel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
My goodness. So what?
Well, all I can say now is from the time I started until now, we've come a long way, baby.
Yes. That's right.
And all of the changes, I would say most of the changes were all good.
Good.
I think so too.
They made us stronger and better and giving us more view to the public. You know, we are an extension of the team. That's my biggest thing. The cheerleaders, whether they're high school cheerleaders or pro cheerleaders or dancers or whatever, they are the extension of the team. And they're the ones that go out into the public and raise, thousands and thousands of dollars and charity things of their own free time.
Yes.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's really important to any community, no matter where the cheerleaders are from.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started? What kind of
changes did you see from the time you cheered through the end of being director? I mean, that's a lot of years you spent with that team, and that's amazing in and of itself.
If we go to the Eagles cheerleaders, when I began in 1965, our choreographer was a Rockette.
That's awesome. I did read that. That's awesome.
Bernadette Donnelly Toner. And needless to say, we did a lot of kick lines.
Sure. Probably a lot, very technical and very.
And she did. She taught us how and what not to do when you're hooked up for a dance, a kick line.
Sure.
She was really good. And then in the meantime, we had 120-piece band. We had 60 Eaglettes.
Wow.
60?
60.
Wow.
60.
And the band.
And then we had 12 baton twirlers, and we had a color guard. We had the whole deal.
Wow.
So cool.
What?
Then once the team was sold, they disbanded the whole unit, and they decided to build a new stadium.
Okay.
In the meantime, I started coaching at Archbishop Ryan High School. And I coached two different teams there, one for the boys' side and one for the girls' side.
Mm-hmm.
And when they built the stadium, I was a hot pants girl.
Oh.
Did you say hot pants?
Hot pants.
Yeah.
Oh. That needs to be on a T-shirt.
I know, right?
A hot pants
I
girl.
love it.
And what we did was we were just usherettes, and it was for the Phillies opening games and things like that. And then maybe, we don't know. And they said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Sharon Sweeney." And he said, "Do you coach Archbishop Ryan High School?" And I said, "Yes, I do."
Uh-oh.
He said, "Then, well, why don't you do it?"
Oh,
I go, "What?" I said, "Do what?" Get a group of people together and we'll come in and the Eagles will come in and look at it. So I did. And what happened was he was a judge at the high school cheerleading contest, and that's how he knew my name.
Oh, wow.
So he knew that I was a good coach.
Right.
So I put some people together. I put it out in the paper. I had no idea what I was doing. The Eagles came in and they said, "Okay, go buy uniforms." And so I did.
That's awesome.
That was 1971, and I was there until the spring of 1985.
That's awesome.
Can I ask the question? Were you a teacher at these local high schools? Like, how were you affiliated?
I was only a coach.
You were just only a coach.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
At one time, I coached 5 different teams at one time.
Wow.
Almost all of them were champions in one way or another.
Right.
That does not surprise me.
Not surprise me at all.
That's
either.
so cool.
That is awesome.
Yes.
And the changes that they made, when we were a cheerleader, everybody got 2 tickets to the game. That was it.
Wow.
That's it.
Nope.
2 tickets.
Yeah, that was your pay. That was our pay. Yes.
Wow.
Which that's incredible. A lot of the teams don't do the tickets anymore.
Sure.
And we got tickets as well. And that was like, to us, that was a huge perk because our family could go with us. I mean,
Unfortunately, it did not benefit us that much, but our families were happy.
Our family could come and see us. And then when we went into the new stadium, they gave us the 2 tickets, but they also gave us $15.
Okay.
That's great.
That's awesome.
big pay raise.
And then Leonard Toe's his girlfriend Caroline got involved with the cheerleaders, and she started changing the name and changing the uniforms, and everything was for the better.
Who was the girlfriend? Is this the owner's girlfriend?
The owners, they ended up getting married.
Okay.
So she always wanted to be a cheerleader, so he put her in charge.
I love it.
That's great.
Let me go. As many times as she tried.
Oh, I was going to say, how did that go for you?
We butted heads a lot.
Yeah.
Because I knew what the public expected, and she was new into it. So, I mean, we lasted a long time, from 77 to 82 or something like that.
That's awesome.
So, so she made a lot of changes in the name. They were called the Liberty Bells.
Okay.
But when she left, she took the uniforms, the name, everything.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, wow.
Start from scratch.
Oh, wow.
So I could still use the same cheerleaders, but I couldn't use Liberty Bells. So I changed the name too. Are you ready?
Let's get it.
Philadelphia Eagle Cheerleaders.
Love it. So classic. Love it.
Yes. There wasn't a hard choice.
Yes.
And then I changed the uniform, and I loved the uniform. And
We use y'all on our throwbacks, and their uniforms are amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
We love them.
I think I gave you a sample of most of them. Yeah.
Yeah, you sent us some pictures, and I think
we'll get all those posted. Yeah.
The first ones were brutal. But you know what the good thing is?
What?
Each time we changed uniforms, or when Caroline packed up and left and, took everything, she donated the uniforms to a school that had the same colors.
What?
And the same mascot, an eagle.
Oh.
So I thought that was cool.
At least it was resourceful and thoughtful.
Right.
Nothing.
I thought you were going to say she gave it to Goodwill. I was like, okay.
No. We don't want him to end up in some, barroom brawl or something.
right, exactly.
Right.
Make the news in a negative way.
That's right. Well, that's.
And then they changed. They sold the team again, and that's when I left. And then they have a new owner, and then they had another owner. So everything, all the changes that are made were into the cheerleaders' favor. The only thing that I get very sad at when I hear they disbanded a group of cheerleaders that were on for like a long time. Like I think the Buffalo Jills, weren't they disbanded?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. And the New Orleans Saints, they have cheerleaders. They don't have cheerleaders. They have cheerleaders. I don't know. So, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were one of the big holdouts. The Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think the Giants and the Jets. I don't know if the Giants ever had them.
Never.
They did not.
And the Jets had, but they don't have them now or something. I don't know.
They were supposed to
What they don't realize is how valuable our team was to the public.
Absolutely.
Going to hospitals and doing the charity work that they did is just on. You know what? The Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders last spring were invited by the Eagles to join us for autism. Do you know how much money they raised?
How much?
$83,000.
Oh, amazing.
Just
I love that.
alumni.
That's incredible.
Oh, that's just the alumni.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Very impressive.
That is amazing.
That is
And shame
incredible.
on any team that doesn't value their cheerleaders.
Incredible.
Sharon, we did episode 5. We did a whole segment on all the teams that either never had or no longer have cheerleaders. And we were just obviously trying to encourage those people to bring them back and explain the value of what they do, what they offer for the team and the organization, the community. Is there anything you have to add of if you could try and convince some of those teams to bring them back?
Yes. First of all, if they're going to decide to bring a team of cheerleaders back for their club, then they have to get the best people involved. And I think we all know that the world has changed a lot, and the rules change, and our attitudes change. And we can't, I'm the worst one for politically correct. I am never politically correct. But I let everybody know that up front, and that's the way I am. I am better than I was back in the 60s, way better. But these women that try out have to understand what their role is. We are not there without the team.
Come on now.
That's exactly right. That's it.
You know?
That's it.
We are
They
not
preach
there
that.
without
Come
the
on
team.
now.
Yeah. So appreciate the team and appreciate that they invited them in.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Okay.
Correct.
And then toe the line. Whatever the rules are, go by the rules. And if you don't like the rules, then don't join.
100.
You
Agree
better
with
speak.
you. Yes.
And if you don't like the rules and you go in and you say, well, I didn't think it was like this and I didn't know, then leave.
Right.
But don't stay there not liking things and then quit and complain and do an injustice to the club that hired you.
That's right.
Sure.
Don't go back and slap them in the face because you're in a huff.
Right.
And unfortunately, the media, the news media, they jump on the band.
Sure.
They jump on the band.
Oh, absolutely.
So you have to choose wisely, and like a lot of people say, oh well, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, they have this and they have that, and I said, you know what? Anything that team has ever done has made any cheerleading squad look good.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
They do it with class.
Absolutely.
They're very disciplined.
Yes.
They're trained athletes. Dancers to me are athletes.
Absolutely.
So, you know, that's the only thing is if they're going to bring them back, you have to figure out why they don't have them and why did they disband them in the
Right.
first place. Was it money? I don't think it was money.
Right.
Because the cheerleaders make them so much money. It's ridiculous.
Right. It's not like they're taking it home with
It's
them.
their whole brand.
Right.
It's not just the team brand. It's also the cheerleaders.
Right.
It's a whole big
Sure.
deal. It's a whole big package. We're all one team. So it can't be money. So it has to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
And if whatever the something else is, then management has to nip it in the bud before it even starts.
Right.
And
Exactly.
why teams don't have them, I don't know. You know,
Wow.
I don't think the Steelers had them way back in the 50s, but not since then.
Yeah, I
Not
think
even close.
was it the Steelers and because a lot of them are open air stadiums in a very cold environment, and I think Cleveland Browns and the Steelers. One of the things they said is they brought them in, but they were so covered up they looked like Eskimos or the Michelin Man out on the field, and so that was one of the reasons they just thought they looked ridiculous because it was so cold.
We're in a very adaptive world.
That's exactly right. I agree with
So
you.
dress appropriately for summer, dress appropriately for fall, dress appropriately for winter, but make them look good no matter what they're
Right.
wearing.
I think these things fall under common sense, but
Well, and
Here we go.
also clothing
You know?
line has come a long way, so they can
Sure.
streamline wool and things that can keep you warm. Back then, maybe not, but now, I mean, we have figured out so much about how to make clothes adaptive in all kinds
Well,
of
I have a
environments.
story about that. I had a newscaster, a news reporter come out to my practice. We were playing in a playoff game, and it was freezing out. In fact, they had to shovel the snow off the field and pile it up on the sideline so the team could play and so we could practice. And so we had a nightly practice before a couple nights before the game, and it was freezing out. His name was Stan Hockman. I don't know if he's alive anymore. And he came out and he goes, I want to do a story on the cheerleaders, blah, blah, blah. And he came out to practice. And about, I don't know, it's probably 20 or 30 minutes into the practice, he walked up to me and he says, you're crazy and I'm leaving. It's crazy.
Oh,
I love it.
I love it. What a
And I
compliment.
said, just remember that when you see those women out on that field.
That's right.
That's
Good
right.
for you,
Yeah.
Sharon.
You remember that when they're out there.
Right. 100%.
And you remember that they had to practice to get out
That's
there.
right.
Right.
And speaking of practicing, we've been talking about people have been starting their clinics and everything for tryouts already. Things happening in December and things like that.
Absolutely.
And so, as a former coach and the greatness that you are, what would be your advice to somebody that's looking to try out for an NFL team these days? Do you have advice for them as far as what they should do to prepare, or are they a good
I
fit?
would talk to somebody that either has been a cheerleader or is trying out again.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. Then I don't know whether you can ask, or you can actually, a lot of the teams have videos now. You could ask to see some of the other girls' videos.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yeah.
That would be a good thing because we didn't have videos then.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. We're kind of in that
You
same
had to
boat.
show,
Yes.
you had to show up.
I wish we had videos of what we did. We have very few. Very few.
So I would, that's what I would do. I would do everything possible to get as much information
That's
as
right.
I could on what they're looking for. Do they want a glitzy uniform? Do they want a sexy uniform? Do they want you to be modest? What do they want?
That's
Do
right.
they want you to do your makeup? Do they want you to, find out all the ins and outs of what, how they made it? And I had a couple of women that were in my dance group. And years later, they tried out for the Eagles. And this one cheerleader said, I've tried out twice and I didn't make it.
Oh.
Should I try out again? Guess where she is now? She's the president of the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders alumni.
No way. That's so amazing.
Yes. Okay.
Tried out 3 times, she made it, and then she was determined, to do this alumni thing. And
I love that.
now she's, so you never know. You just have to stick it out. You have to be
Exactly.
tenacious. You have to love what you're doing, because I'm telling you, it was an uphill battle getting that alumni association together.
Sure.
Now she's got probably close to 500 women in it.
Good for
so
her.
great.
What an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I love that.
So anybody that's trying out, they just, they just have to look and they have to be a little detective.
Exactly.
That's right. We kind of say, do your homework.
Do their
and
due diligence.
That's right.
Do your due diligence. You'll figure it out. When I was coaching, and I also had a company called Sharon Sweeney's Cheerleaders Workshop. And I ran cheerleading workshops and competitions
Oh, wow.
for like 45 years.
Wow.
Wow.
And when I would have a meeting with the coaches, I would tell them, I said, see what the criteria is for what you're being judged on. No matter if it's a competition or you're
Right.
trying out or whatever.
Exactly.
Find out what the criteria is and see where you're going to make your points and where you're not going to make your points. So where you're not going to make your points, figure out how you're going to make that up and what you can do.
Absolutely.
I always called it beat the sheets.
That's
I
smart.
like that.
I love that.
Look at the criteria
Right.
and figure it out, because you can figure out exactly. It's just like in the Olympics.
Right.
They know where they're going to make points and where they're not going
Sure.
to make points. You can do the same thing on anything.
That's
I
great
love
advice.
that. That's great advice.
It is.
Very good.
And I had one more thing I wanted to know. Is that okay?
Go.
Did you grow up dancing, or what made you so passionate, or cheering? What gymnastics? What made you so passionate about coaching?
I decided that I wanted to be a dancer. I
love
started cheerleading when I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to learn ballet. Why? Well, you know what? My mother was a tap dancer.
Oh, that's great.
And my mother and father were characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, my father worked for CBS. He was a clown. for the Big Top Circus, and he did a lot of bits with
love that.
Timothy Sales and stuff like that. My mother, she used to direct plays and tap dance. When she was a young kid, she got a scholarship for tap dancing.
That's
so
great.
I needed to do ballet.
So cool.
And so there was a woman that was about a mile from my house, and I walked to her house. You know why? Because my mother didn't drive until she was 42.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So I walked everywhere, and I walked to my ballet class every week. And then once I was in high school, I decided that I wanted to take it a little further, and I went to New York.
Yes.
And I started taking dance classes in New York. I got on the train. I had no idea where I was going. I went up to the Village. I went to the Berghoff Studios, and I started training up there. And then once I started with the Eagles cheerleaders, I would drag some of my cheerleaders with me, and we would go up to New York and dance at the Broadway Dance Center. Or
Oh, cool.
Maurice, the Hines brothers were
That's
up there.
awesome.
And,
my gosh.
Phil Black and what's her name? I had a class with the one that did. Oh God, I have an aged brain fart.
That's okay.
But I had a dance class with the person who was in All That Jazz, and
Cool.
So it was a great opportunity for me. But it was easy because all I had to do was jump on a train. I was in New York in an hour.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
How old were you?
When first time I went up, I was 17.
Wow.
That's
And,
How brave
until
of
I
you
was
to
in my
do that.
40s or 50s, I guess.
Have you ever thought about going back and doing a class just for fun?
Well, I used to have a fitness studio called Sharon Sweeney Makes My Body Work.
Well, look at you.
I had the Chippendales come in. That was really
That is a story. Okay.
Talking about.
Did you wear your hot pants?
yes, they did.
They did.
And I had this shirt. It was it's really cute. I think I'm gonna re up it. It was a heart, and the heart had a face on it, and she had legs and arms, but she didn't have a head. Just had a heart.
Just all
and
heart.
That's what said Sharon Sweeney Makes My Body Work. So I gave all the Chippendales a shirt.
Oh my gosh.
And when they came to my studio, they cut them off.
Uh-oh.
And God, I thought, my God, it looks so fabulous.
I love it.
So great.
I know.
Do you have a photo of that? I'd like to see that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I had a dance studio and a fitness studio, and I had one of the largest followings in the county that I lived in. I did a lot of outside work, and the Franklin Institute had a big thing where they had a heart where you could actually go in their museum and walk through the heart. And it told you all about how the heart works and the veins and the ventricles and the arteries and everything. And they had different aerobic instructors. That was called, what was it called? Dance aerobics or something back then. And they had them from all over the tri-state area and all different formats. And I went there, and they named mine the best one.
Oh,
Way to go.
Only because it was the most fun. Because I'm a cheerleader, and that was our whole attitude. So we did very well on that.
That's awesome.
And my daughter now has her own studio called Vibe Vault Fit.
Okay.
And hers has been ranked the top in Chester County in Pennsylvania for the last 3 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Honey,
How about
She also raises a lot of money for charity too.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Just runs in the family.
I love that.
What
So, but to go back and do it again, no.
no?
No, because I'm an old lady. Even though at the
The reunion?
Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
I did dance there.
I was going to say, it's muscle
Not right
memory.
now, but I danced.
Yes, you danced
And
well.
then whenever I go to, and I'm big in the Irish thing. And so I've been to a Kaylee and some First Fridays, and they've played the Eagles fight song. And then I'm required to do the Eagles fight song, Dan, the number 3.
Yes.
with my pom poms.
I love it.
Number
Now I'm
3.
dancing in bars.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I think I'm going backwards.
Can I ask you, like, where were you when they told you that you were going to be a part of the Hall of Fame? Like, did they call you and tell you? Were you surprised? Did you know you were on the list?
Maggie, the one that's in charge of the alumni, called me, and she had one of my high school cheerleaders that was an Eagles cheerleaders that worked for the Eagles, and then ultimately graduated from, I'll think of it, University of Pennsylvania, Wharton School of Business.
Okay. Oh, my God.
She wrote my biography. And so they told me that she was writing it. And that was like in December. And so I said, okay, that's nice. And, well, you know, there was, how many teams are there now? 32 or 35? However many cheerleaders, I think 28 or 30 people would be nominated.
Wow.
And I think some people nominated more than one. And so there were about 35 or 40 people nominated. And so I said, okay, that's nice. And so they go, oh no, you're right up there. And I go, well, that's because you know me.
Right. You're biased.
You know,
Yeah.
and they don't know me. And so, but Ro Blindberry wrote me a stellar biography. And then that was in December. And in March, I was sitting in my living room and Terry Lamb called me and she said, you made it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
And then what did you say?
blown away.
You were excited then, right? You believed it.
Like, what? Were you overwhelmed? Could you believe it? Like,
No, I still don't believe it. And I still don't believe this fuss was made over me. And I'll tell you what I appreciated very much. And I even told Terry this. I read all the bios of all the women that got into the class of 2024.
you read all of the ones that were nominated?
No, just the 5 that made it.
Okay,
Right,
gotcha.
right.
Okay.
Four and me.
Okay.
And they were all amazing. Every single one of them. And then to meet them was even better.
Yes. That's
We didn't meet the one from the Steelers because she had her 90th birthday that weekend.
Oh my God.
So she attended her 90th birthday.
as she should.
instead of
Awesome.
Wow.
But I was very impressed by the woman from Mary May from Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that woman is a typical and a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. You've got to get good people in there. And that Mary May, the women respected her, they trusted her, and they listened to her. And she, in return, appreciated them until she didn't appreciate them.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So she was fabulous. And the other ones were a little bit younger, and they were all so excited. And I'm very pleased that I got to meet them all.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Congratulations to you.
Seriously.
So
Yes.
well deserved.
I just think it's so big because, you have the NFL Hall of Fame and now we have a Professional Cheerleaders Hall
Right.
of Fame. That is, I
Right.
just think it is amazing. And that
Blew me away too. That
So fun.
it's like a huge thing.
What an
and
honor.
It is. It's for the record books, and I'm so proud that you made it, and I'm so glad that we get to meet you. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's an honor. It's great.
And we can't wait to see you in Miami also.
oh, I'm going to be there.
Of course you
And
are.
guess what else? Guess what else is going to happen? You're going to dance.
Yes, you are.
That wasn't one and done for me. I'm going back. I want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know,
It's awesome.
and I want to meet the new class of 2025.
Yes.
Yes, whoever they are, I hope that it's going to be a great thing.
Yes.
You know, I didn't know what to expect of the Hall of Fame reunion, but it was amazing. It truly was amazing.
It was.
It's
It was
awesome.
incredible. I mean, they really outdid
Now I'll be
themselves.
better prepared. I'll have my little glitz on and stuff.
Yeah,
hot
exactly. We did the same. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't have all our sparkles, but we're going to be ready the next time.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm going to be sparkling.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? Did you get to keep the red coat?
Oh yes, that was made for me.
Oh,
That was
wow.
tailored.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's in a zip up bag so it doesn't get dusty. And I wore it last Sunday. I spoke to a group of young girls, dancers, and then I wore it. Where did I wore it? Oh, the Eagle cheerleaders had an alumni luncheon to welcome the new members. And I
Oh,
wore
that's
it at the luncheon.
great. That's a perfect place to wear it. Yeah.
But otherwise, it's in a zip up bag.
That's right.
Don't
That
blame
was
you.
made for me. In fact, they called me. They didn't like the way I got measured or whatever. So Terry called up and we had a measure while they were talking on the phone, and the thing fit me perfectly.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Well, Sharon, I know Rosemary was one who submitted you for the Hall of Fame. And one of the things she said, she quoted you that said, I would like to be remembered as a coach that brought out the best in each and every one of her cheerleaders and dancers. I chose candidates for each team because I saw something in them to work hard, represent their schools or teams at the highest level of performance, and make themselves proud. And I feel like that is my greatest accomplishment. And I know that you did that because we actually had a few people reach out and want us to read messages
Was
that
a
they sent
surprise
for
for
this
you.
episode. Yes.
Okay, so I'll get started. My name is Kathy Jo Romano. I cheered as a Philadelphia Eaglet from 1972 to 1977 under the direction of Sharon Sweeney. The lessons I learned: dedication, hard work, always do your best, and be your best, carried over to my professional dance career. I love you, Mama Bird.
Oh,
That was nice.
yes.
And then I have one from, my name is Erin Goga. Sharon is a unique and wonderful woman, is really inspiring, and has the best laugh ever. She is an integral reason that I became a disciplined and successful young woman. I am and will always be grateful for her direction and her leadership. Plus, I could not dance, and now I'm kind of better at it at 61. I'm still practicing. Lucky me. I now get to call her a friend. Set.
And the last one, my name is Kelly Nickisher-Kritz, and I cheered for the Philadelphia Eagles from 1984 to 1987. I had the pleasure of having Sharon Sweeney as my coach for my first year. I remember Sharon as a vivacious, charismatic coach who expected greatness. I did not want to let her down. Her piercing chants of set when she wanted us to get quiet, get in line, and get dancing reverberated throughout the halls and field of Veterans Stadium as we practiced. Her energy was unmatched as she strived to bring perfection to our performances. We embraced her enthusiasm and spirit. How could we not? I recently had the chance to dance with Sharon on the dance floor in Boston while attending the National Football Cheer Alumni Organization reunion, where she was inducted into the Pro Football Cheerleader Hall of Fame. And yes, there she was, shouting at us to form lines and dance, her voice a little quieter than years past, but still guiding us with the vitality of a born leader.
Woo!
Very, very kind words. It's amazing me that they like me after I abused them so much.
Self-love always comes out
Sometimes
best in
that's
the
when
end.
they like you more. Yeah.
Well, let me just say, these two young ladies sitting at the table, when I read her bio and I read all of this, these two young ladies, this young lady, she's a choreographer and she coaches young ladies in dance. This one owns her own personal training, and they were both cheerleaders. When I read the bio, y'all, and I thought about it, I was like, oh my God, they are so her. Like, they are so professional, and they want the best and the greatness, and they really work hard. And so I just want to say to y'all, like, y'all are kindred spirits, and I think it's so great to have you on the show, because I think that it's like a melding of just getting to meet everybody, and then we all get to kind of grab that information and go up.
That's right.
But it's like
Thank you.
Yes.
a great infusion of what we want to see going forward. But these young ladies right here, they have done that in their lives. And it's like it really is like as soon as I was reading, I'm like, oh my God, that's them. That's how they live, and that's what they've done for their craft. And so I just think it's a great thing. So thank you so much. And these ladies need to be
she's
propped up
so
too.
sweet. She is so sweet.
Thank you so much. It's just like an equilibrium, and don't think that what you're doing, other people aren't doing the same things. And I just think that everybody in your community have lifted up from your experience and what you've given. And I think that's great.
Yes, absolutely.
Bravo.
Such an inspiration.
We are a different breed of people. And
Yes.
it's a good breed.
That's right. It's the best.
We agree.
Kind. Yeah.
Everything you said about the teens and not having cheerleaders and what they need to do. We did an episode. Was it episode 5? You said
The teams that don't have cheerleaders. Yeah, episode 5.
everything you said about what they need to do.
Yeah.
They said it. They said it.
100%.
Must be true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Must be.
It's got to be true.
They
Mama
said
Bird
it.
said it, so it's
Mama Bird
confirmed now.
It's confirmed, and
Yes.
it's across the line, and I think a lot of people think that way. So bravo! I mean, it's just for me, it's confirmation to hear it
Yeah.
coming like that. That's a great thing.
When you're working with the NFL and the coaches and the owners and everybody else that wants to busybody and in between, you've got to choose your words carefully, but make them know that you mean business.
For sure.
You're like, if you tell me this, then that's the way it's got to be.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can't differ one way or the other.
Right.
And you can't make rules for certain people that you can't do for the other people.
That's right.
You can't do it.
That's right.
It's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to protect the brand. They've set that brand, and that's for
That's
all
right.
of us involved to protect.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. So,
awesome.
can I ask one more question, if y'all don't
Yeah,
mind?
sure.
I just want to ask you, like, what did you have any role models that inspired you going forward? And then we always ask people, what's their favorite moment when they cheered or when you
Oh, yeah.
coached? What is your favorite rewind? Or, what motivated you, or if anybody inspired you along the way? Can you tell us a little bit about that? And it's a loaded question, I'm sorry. And then also, what do you want to tell we started this because we wanted something for all professional cheerleading. What is your message to the next generation? And what do you want to say to them to keep them inspired to go forward?
Well, when I was at the luncheon
okay.
a couple of weeks ago, one of the messages that I gave the new alumni, it was, we need you.
Yes.
We need you to keep this going. We need you because you have talents that we didn't have access to, or we didn't know about, or whatever. And we need to constantly regenerate the alumni.
Yes.
Yes.
But we can't forget where we came from and how we got there.
That's right.
You can't do that. You have to keep everything going, keep things in perspective, and never forget where you came from.
Yes.
As far as my role models and everything, that's a hard one. I'm one of 8 kids.
Wow.
Wow, really? What do you
My
call?
mother,
Are you the
my
youngest?
mother was a saint. My
Aw.
father was not a saint.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't say what he really was, but he wasn't. But I love them both dearly, and they both taught me a lot. But I had a very, very strong mother.
Okay.
And, if there was anybody in my life that I would say, I would have to be her.
I love that.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
I love that.
That's so sweet. So, and then lastly, what's your favorite memory of being a coach or a dancer, or just in general, your favorite memory? Rewind, as we like to call it.
My favorite one?
Yeah.
You can have
You can
one
have,
or two,
yeah,
three.
whatever just pops out at
I
you.
don't even know if I have a favorite one. I liked all of them.
Yeah. That's not
a good answer.
That's not a bad answer. I like that. It's good.
I've been cheerleading so much, and on the field, whether it was high school or, I was a high school cheerleader, I was in the high school band, and, I'm always on the field, and then I was doing band fronts and all kinds of things. So I don't know. I just liked all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun when we walked into the Super Bowl 1981.
That's great.
And the Oakland Raiders cheerleaders were sitting there and welcoming us off the bus. And I can't do this now, but I bought I got a grocery bag full of Philly pretzels.
Oh, nice.
And they were sitting there, and we walked into the stadium, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
The stadium was empty. The teams were on the field. The cheerleaders, the Oakland cheerleaders were there. We were there. And it was just like, we're here.
Yeah. Like, this is it.
We made it, man.
Absolutely.
An
The game
amazing memory.
sucked for us, but
Absolutely, girl.
But the experience.
We can
couldn't see the
relate.
game.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
There were so many people on the sideline, they couldn't even see the game.
We can
They got
relate.
supposed to follow them like this.
Some things never change.
Oh my gosh.
It's been
But it
so
was
fun having
The whole
you.
weekend was fun.
Yes.
So great.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to, thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for being a part.
We appreciate your
Yes.
time and all the history. And
Right.
Well, I thought it was very nice of you to invite me. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's our honor.
Absolutely
Thank
right.
you so much. I'm just honored, and just like we started this thing and thinking all the people that we did the whole history in podcast land. We did the whole history of all the teams that have cheerleaders and don't have cheerleaders throughout the first 10 episodes, maybe.
Yep.
And it's all coming to fruition. We're getting to talk to the people that we talked
The
about.
trailblazers
right.
that made it all happen for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. And again, we are honored to have you here. Thank you.
We sure
so
are.
very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank
and,
you.
and we just want to thank everybody again for always downloading the podcast. Please continue to do so. We've got
Yes.
more to come. We've got more guests coming that I think everybody's going to love.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
ladies.
absolutely.
If
Well, I'll
you're
make sure I'll send it out and make sure that Maggie, the president of our alumni, she can send it out to all of our members.
perfect.
Thank
That'd
you
be
so
Perfect.
much. Thank
Great.
you. Thank you
Great.
so
Thank you
much.
so much, Sharon.
Ladies, thank you for doing this. And
What
good
a-
luck in the future.
What an
Thank you.
inspiring little bird you are. We'll
Yes,
see you
Sharon.
in Miami.
And we'll see you in Miami. That's
Yes.
right. Yes.
Yes, you will.
All right.
Absolutely. That's thank you,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, for Sideline Rewind podcast episode 16. We'll see you soon.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Peace out.
Peace.